Bucky is back with us, but Acho, is Baker Mayfield losing money this season?
He's not, fellas. He's not. Let me tell you all the ways to acquire wealth in the NFL. How do I know so? Because I never had to do it. So I wasn't so far in the forest that I couldn't see the trees. I was on the outside looking at all the trees, looking at the animals, looking at the roots. The ways to acquire wealth in the NFL are two options. First and foremost, individually, you go out there and ball. Even if your team don't ball, if you ball, you're going to get paid. Look at guys like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, he balled. Team was 4-12. Obviously, he got paid before the season, but he was going to get paid regardless because he's a baller. Second way, Bucky Brooks, to get paid, your team can ball. Look no further than Joe Flacco. He became the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. $120 million over 6 years. That was a lifetime of that contract. Not because he balled. Joe Flacco had 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions a year he got paid. Joe Flacco had a 59% completion percentage a year he got paid. But the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. If you all are not too old to remember or too old to forget, they didn't win that Super Bowl in part because of Flacco. Now, he balled during the course of that playoffs. He was in his bag. But Ray Lewis and all the hype and all the drama and the defense standing up, power outage, etc. So nonetheless, you got two ways to get paid in the NFL. You can ball or your team can ball. Baker Mayfield is the furthest thing from balling right now. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But the Cleveland Browns are 3-1, on track to make the playoffs. Haven't made the playoffs in back-to-back years since 88, 89. He ain't losing no money. He's just taking the scenic route to get paid.
Taking the scenic route to get paid. Look like he got lost. Doesn't know where he's going. He's losing money this season. Let's take you to your bank statements. And I ain't talking about them, remember YG said, I got 6 figures in my B of A. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about those mortgage accounts. I'm talking about that big money. I'm talking about when you have investments. And there are 2 line items on the investment spreadsheet. Unrealized and realized. Unrealized means what's the market doing, what your investments are doing, right? So you're not taking the money out right now. Acho got 20 million sitting there, but the market took a hit today. So it's saying 16 million, and Acho's sitting there like, but thank God it's unrealized, because if it flipped to the other column, then Acho really be in trouble. That's called realized. That means I need that money, so I got to take that hit down to 16. It is what it is. Baker Mayfield, in an unrealized sense, is losing money. You know why? Because he ain't balling. But in a realized sense, we'll see what that happens and what happens and what that's going to look like. But that's not today. That's going to happen later. And he's still going to get paid, to Acho's point. Let me tell you how you get paid in this league, Acho. And I was in the forest. I was one of them trees. I stood tall for a day, too. We call it the 3 Ps. To get paid, you got to do 2 other things. Have potential or show production. So who gets paid? The ballers. And who else get paid? Somebody who you're projecting to be a baller. Is Baker Mayfield producing right now? Is Baker Mayfield showing you that he will produce going forward? Y'all listen to this, because I keep hearing on Twitter, like you said, people think you're a Cowboy hater right now. People think I'm a Baker hater. I'm not a Baker hater, y'all. I'm Mr. No One Shoots It Straighter. Let's shoot it straight right now. Baker! Oh, my God. 45% completion percentage, 155 passing yards, 59 passer rating, 4.7 yards per attempt. Season worst in all 4 categories. Do you want to do that in a contract year? And if you do that in a contract year, do you think you're going to realize the gains that come from a contract and balling? No, no, no. Baker Mayfield's losing money this season. He better hope he gets it back. If not, he's going to realize he's upset.
Oh, he's lost a ton of money because, see, Baker Mayfield will be compared to those who he's around. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And the biggest issue with Baker Mayfield is when you look at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, on their own individual accord, we both consider and say, oh, they're ballers. They're absolute ballers. They can put the team on their back. And we have plenty of examples of them doing that. With Baker Mayfield, we don't have that. We've seen the team all of a sudden emerge as a Super Bowl contender, but we haven't seen him play at a Super Bowl quarterback level. And so we've talked about this on the show. Quarterbacks come in 2 categories. They're trucks or they're trailers.
Yes, sir.
They're either carrying the team, like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, which is why they are in the $40 million club. Jackson will soon be in the $40 million.
At least.
But trailers, I don't know if we can pay them $40 million. I don't know if we can pay them if everybody else. If Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going for 200 rushing yards and they're looking over at Baker Mayfield and he's cashing bigger checks, that becomes an issue. I don't know if you can pay Baker what market value would suggest because he's not a baller to the same degree as those other guys that are trucks.
I respect it. Here's what I know. Growing up in Texas, your boy hung out and in and rode in several trucks. The F-150s.
The 150.
You know what I'm saying?
What about them
With the
600s?
tire lifts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
600s.
from Texas, your boy would go to ranches and whatnot and was always in trucks. So I feel you, Bucky Brooks. But I left Texas. And I moved to Hollywood. When I got to Hollywood, I did a couple commercials. Yeah. I've been in a couple trailers. Yeah. And the trailer's nice, too. You feel me? Just because you a truck and you get paid don't mean that you a trailer, you can't get paid. Because some of the trailers I've been in are just as valuable as some of the trucks that I've been in. Now, the trailers might need to get pulled when it's all said and done. I was sitting in a trailer one time prepping for a commercial. They were like, hey, we're going to take you in the car. We'll meet you at your next location because the trailer wasn't going to drive there. It was going to get pulled there. But when I got to that next location, got in my trailer, sat down nice, because my trailer had value. So I'm not disagreeing with y'all that Baker Mayfield is currently a trailer. He is not pulling the Cleveland Browns. Okay. He is being pulled by the Cleveland Browns, but he's being pulled to a 3-1 record. And if the Browns make the playoffs again, after going 11-5 last year, making the playoffs for the first time since 2002, winning 11 games for the first time since 2007, if they do that again, Bucky, if they do that again, Sal, I don't care if you are a tractor, I don't care if you are a trailer, I don't care what you are, you still getting paid.
The problem is, though, when you pull in one of those trailers and the back wheel is flat, it's harder to move along.
That's facts. That is true.
And so right now what we're doing is we're around the trailer and we hear the psst. So we're trying to find where the leak is coming from.
Oh, man.
And so they're looking around the office and they're like, Odell, is that you? Kareem Hunt, is that you? Big Chubb, is that you? They're like, well, where is that leak coming from? And then they look up and Baker Mayfield's jersey is all flat and smushed. And so they're like, oh, we need to patch the tire or we're going to have to get a spare. And so Baker Mayfield is in jeopardy of them looking and saying, okay, everything is nice. The only thing we need to go to the next level is we need another quarterback because he's holding the trailer back. And maybe, just maybe, we don't settle for a trailer that has a couple bumps in it. Maybe we go out and get someone that can be a truck that can carry the rest of the guys.
Man, I've been there before. I had an 85 Monte Carlo, and it wasn't 1985 when I first got it. I was in college, right? In like mid-90s, I had an 85 Monte Carlo rolling dirty. And I used to always have to go to Pep Boys to get that run flat spray. Because I had that slow leak, but I had that 400 for the tire. So every other day I'm hitting it. And that's Baker Mayfield. Great point right there. They're winning in spite of Baker Mayfield. Y'all still call me a Baker hater, huh? I just call it no one shoots it straighter. Baker Mayfield's on a team that has the best rushing offense in the league and the second best defense in the league. And you know what's crazy about them? They look at Baker Mayfield and said, we need less of you because that's going to mean more for us. Y'all don't believe me? Baker Mayfield had a season high in passing yards of 321. And that was the only loss this season. So, Baker, when y'all won your 3 games, it came with you throwing for less than 250 passing yards. Interesting. Y'all got to look at Baker Mayfield for real and put him in his vacuum. Last 4 games of last season and the first 4 games this season. 5-3 record. 7 touchdowns, 5 giveaways. 90 passing rating. Acho, you know league average is 95.6, right? We talking about losing money. You don't get money when you're below league average. You don't get money in those situations. So you know what Baker Mayfield is? He's the dude that was handed a pen and a blank check. And instead of just writing down with his performance, this is how much it costs, homeboy, he said, no, Mr. Owner, how much you want to pay me? Because you know what? I'm just happy to be here to ride this number 2 defense, to ride this number 1 offense in rushing. And that's the problem with Baker.
I hear your point, but let me provide a counter.
Amazing.
Because the counter is, are we going to be mad at Baker Mayfield for playing a role that regardless he's slotted to play? Now, could he play his role better?
Who slots you there? Your talent does.
No.
Oh,
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that.
I'm about to say, we are not doing that show.
I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. But here's what I'm going to say.
What?
When Michelle joined the new Destiny's Child, when it was Beyonce, when it was Kelly, when it was Michelle.
Those the homies. I'm not.
And of course not. Michelle, that's my dog. I don't know the other 2. I don't know the other 2, but I know Michelle. That's my dog.
Let's go.
She knew when it's spoken of, she had a role to play. Didn't nobody ask you to lead. Didn't nobody ask you to stand in the middle. Didn't nobody ask you to do all that. You had a role to play. Now, we would all be able to admit, as I'm sure she would as well, Beyonce's talent says everybody else will fall behind.
Yeah.
But once Beyonce has made herself Beyonce, everybody else fall in line. It's Myles Garrett's team. It's Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt's.
We want less of a quarterback because we got a ball in the end?
No. We don't want
that part.
We don't want less of.
What?
But the fact of the matter is, Baker has a role to play. He can play his role better. But let's not sit here and act like Baker Mayfield is ever going to pass for 45 passing touchdowns. That's not the role he's supposed to play.
Because they know who he is.
Okay, so,
Michelle, you're not singing that song?
I'm trying to get this straight. So Baker Mayfield was a #1 overall pick.
Uh-oh.
So if we are doing one of those shows, American Idol or The Voice, we've basically picked Baker
Can you pick
Mayfield.
one at Fox next time?
Can you give me one? Can you give me one?
America's Got Talent or something?
Trying to get us fired.
So
Come to the studio one day and everything go.
So Baker Mayfield has been anointed to be the one because he is #1. And you're going to tell me that, oh, no. Baker, you're #1, but it's not your team. It's Nick Chubb, the guy that we drafted after you.
And Kareem Hunt.
And Kareem Hunt, who we picked off the street. We want him to be the guy.
Him. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. In a quarterback-driven league, we don't want the quarterback to drive. That's what we're saying.
Acho,
we don't want the quarterback to drive.
Bucky is next to you for a reason. I hope this rubs off on him because ask Odell yesterday. Did y'all see that touchdown that he missed to Odell? Ask Odell how he feel about Eli Manning in the grave and the ashes of Eli Manning that last year. Acho, I know you said you came to Hollywood, but based on that take and some of your homies I know, they said you became Hollywood.